everyone and welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, we are at the National Fitting Centre for Titleist here in St Ives in Cambridgeshire. As you may have seen on the video there, we've been to the Acushnet HQ just down the road, had a bit of a tour around the factory there. So we've seen everything from where the golf balls are printed, where all of the embroidery is done for all the FootJoy orders that come in, as well as where all the FootJoy stock is. We've seen some of the tour department and really had a good look around their HQ here. But the reason for our visit today is that we are coming to get fitted for some of the new irons and wedges from Titleist. So we're going to head in now and meet Paul, the fitter. He's going to talk us through the whole fitting process for irons and see which one we end up with. And then we're going to come outside as well as in the range and be fitted for the new SM10 range of Vokey wedges. So come with me and have a look.
And the best thing about fittings, pro or amateur, it is a process elimination. It is trial and error. Hit the blade, hit the CB, hit T100. Go extreme, go T150. While here, hit a few models and see what
absolutely
good to you. So, T100.
Thank you. Yeah.
Down we go, X100.
Okay. Just feels like it wants to go left all the time, this. I don't know whether it doesn't look particularly offset or anything, but I don't know.
Let's see, as a standard, we are more upright.
Okay.
You've also got mid-sized grips, which old way of fitting could soften the hand. These look very flat.
Feels great off the face though, this does. Feels lovely.
I mean, in theory, blades should go higher.
Okay. What would that be down to? Loft?
More, because it's more traditional loft design, so we'll soon see.
I think mine should be about 33 or 34, my 7.9, I think, so.
Closer to this.
Yeah.
So it's whether the blade feels better and lighter. So, MB.
Okay. Looks amazing.
Does the blade feel better?
Yeah.
CB.
Thank you. That feels really nice. This feels the nicest to swing out of all of them so far.
And that's sounding more central.
Yeah.
Ball speed jumps 130.
It's almost as if you know what you're doing, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels different class to the other two. I don't know why, even the bad ones feel nice.
Yeah. Launch and spin, good. Yes, it's peaking quite high, but it's still going forward because the spin isn't too floating.
Yeah. Yeah, that just feels really good. I don't know, I think I like the feel of the KBS one better, but this feels heavier. And I feel like, oh, it's probably to do with me as well, but I just feel like I can't time it quite as well. I wouldn't be unhappy with either, if I'm honest.
Again, it's what you've been using in years.
What is the difference between that and the Tour Issue one that I'm using then, in terms of
Tour Issue
profile?
Tighter tolerance.
Right, okay.
In terms of housemaid.
Right.
So let's go KBS 2 review.
Okay.
So a little bit lighter than KBS.
Yeah.
Technically slightly firmer than KBS.
All right. I think I've had those in wedges before, potentially.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they were nice. Lovely. That feels awesome. That's the best strike I've hit since I've been in here. By a mile. That feels really good. It's hard to put into words, like the balance of the club just feels better. Just feels very easy to use. It just feels awesome. That feels really good.
Let's try that in the end.
Okay. Doesn't feel quite as good, I don't think, as the CB, but still feels okay. Yeah, it doesn't feel quite as good. So Paul, we've been through a pretty extensive process there. We've tried, did we try 3 or 4 different models of the iron in the end?
Heads, yes.
4, yeah. So, and this kind of, some of you will have seen the video we did recently where we went through an entire iron range of certain companies and what they offer and why you would choose one and what handicap range they're aimed at. We've kind of gone through that really this morning, haven't we, in terms of we've gone from some that are a little bit more forgiving all the way through to probably the least forgiving, as well as looked at kind of how I'm hitting it, how I'm delivering the club and all those things you do every single day of your life. So talk to us a bit about how did we select what shaft we would kind of start with and what club we would start with?
Well, the main thing, we've got you to hit your club to see ball flight, spin rates, and by asking questions of what you'd like to see from a different model, we then determine what shaft or shafts or head combinations could work for you. You like the feel of the Dynamite Gold, but you've used KBS Tours in the past, we tend to get a lead from you and then say, well, okay, we've tried these shafts in the past, let's try them.
Yep.
And the best thing about fittings, it is a process elimination, it is trial and error, hit that, hate it, we move on. We started with like for likes for the Dynamic Gold, which you like the feel of it, but maybe a bit heavy.
Yep. We
then tried a Project X shaft, which didn't really feel good, wanted to turn left, so it wasn't as stable as you thought it could be. We then back to one of your favourites, the KBS Tour, which liked the feel and the weight, and it felt very stable. So I thought, well, but maybe on the heavier side, so I thought, well, let's try KBS Tour V. A little bit lighter shaft, a little bit stiffer or firmer, and your first shot you hit was like, ooh,
yeah,
feels good.
It did feel really good, yeah.
And again, when you get the combination right, it generally is, you get that consistency, you get that bit of dispersion, and it feels good to the player.
Yeah.
Which I think the KBS Tour V.
Yeah, it did. Well. So, and then once we narrowed down the shaft, it was all about then finding the head that was going to work the best, wasn't it? And yeah, we kind of explored the iron range a little bit there, didn't we?
So we started with T100. So let's go, not extreme, but away from a blade, which he felt was heavy. We use a lot of tungsten in our club heads, so if you're used to a blade or a CB feel, our T100s or 150s tend to be heavier. So then went back to a blade that, performed okay, but maybe getting that inconsistency or less consistency. So then went to CB and again felt much better. So CB
straight away, to be honest. I mean, they all look quite similar in the playing position, don't they? Yeah, but the feel off the club head is very different. And again, we talked about this during the fitting, but the most important thing is what's going on out there, isn't it?
So, how do we fix the ball flight? And certainly we want to see what's happening out there. So yeah, CB worked well. And then at the end we just tried a 150 just to see what happens in terms of spin. I don't have the feel of it. So certainly today the CB was good, KBS Tour VX was good, and we've got better dispersion, a little bit tighter gripping. I've actually gained you a few more yards over your current gamer.
And talk to us a bit about lie, because I've always gone standard lie because I hate to see that ball go left, right? So you measured my 7-iron and it's actually in Titleist what you would class as kind of 2 degrees flat in yours, isn't it? So, and that's something that you've got to bear in mind. Every company's different. There's no standard really, is there? I've used the word standard quite a few times and there isn't one. But I've always had a 7-iron of that lie really. So, but in your company's golf clubs, that's 2 degrees flat. So that we need to know that before we start hitting golf shots really, don't we?
Again, the benefit here, we have loft and lie gauge, so we can measure your club to see what it is. We'll get consumers through here who it's off the shelf, they don't know what it is, or it's second hand.
Yes,
we can measure it and then see, well, okay, it's going left because potentially it's more upright, and that standard lie or flat lie is going to help your flight. So we fit to what we see out there in terms of, okay, that slightly flat lie was definitely going straighter. Not
only will people like Paul be looking at what club's going to suit you best, but they're also looking at golf ball as well as, you know, all the other parameters that we've looked at in the iron. So and it's almost like interview process, isn't it? Getting to know the player. You only see them for an hour or so, and trying to find out about their golfing life in an hour is quite difficult, isn't it?
Getting as much feedback from the player, ask questions, and get as much back.
Awesome. So as you can see there, we've gone through a very in-depth fitting process for irons here at the National Fitting Centre in St Ives. Paul took us through the iron fitting. We tried lots of different shafts, all the different head models that Titleist have to offer as well. So you can see there that progression throughout the range and which one suited me and didn't, and why. We looked at different shaft options and trying to really dial that ball flight in and get it as kind of repeatable and as accurate as we possibly can. A really in-depth process. Been great spending the time here in St Ives, and hopefully it comes across to you just how in-depth the process is here at Titleist. Then obviously the factory that we visited earlier as well, see all those guys building the product when the orders come from here, whether it's custom fit golf clubs or whether it's printed golf balls. A lot of you will have made use of the golf ball incentive in the last few weeks, the loyalty rewarded that Titleist do every week. So some of your orders may have been in the factory down there when we were there today. Obviously the foot joint embroidery is something that they do lots of too. We saw clothing that's going to go to some of the biggest golf resorts in Britain in there today being embroidered. So yeah, the likes of the K Club and King's Barnes and places like that are going to get some stuff that's coming out of that factory very, very soon. But yeah, great to visit. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and we can't wait to see some of this product come through the post and get to try it out on the golf course ourselves.